I use it, but with purchase files for sublimation. Okay, so I have a few students and quite a few subscribers who use it just for printing. I'm setting up some prints now where I'm just going to print it and setting them up to the right size and things of that nature. And then I'm going to print them out because I'm actually going to do a live video where I am going to burn off. I have a bunch of tumblers that are messed up. So I'm going to burn them off and I'm going to put a new wrap around it. These are really cool because there's like some dark spots in it and it's still kind of like stained glass. So it's going to be a really, really nice effect. I've done some before with these images. So I'm going to do some other ones. So I use it and I want to learn more. Felicia or Felice, how do you, what do you design in it? Do you use it only for printing? How long have you been using Silhouette Studio? Hello, everyone. I know the live on Facebook and YouTube probably just started with me talking. And you're like, wait, what the heck is going on? Especially if you're watching the playback of this. I actually started my live video over on TikTok first. So I was kind of responding to some questions and some things over there. But hello and welcome to all of those watching over on Facebook and YouTube. I'm trying to find my Facebook feed now. No, I didn't, but I'm interested in it. All right. So we're going to start off talking about Silhouette Studio and, where you can download it and install it from, how you can use it. And then you're going to see me do to set up a design. There we go. All right. Let me get my share on real quick. Let's go share. Hold on. 2 designs. Copy. Share. I don't design as much, just more so as a trace and cut. Okay. Do you have a Silhouette machine? If so, which one? Okay, you have the Cameo 4. I have all generations of it. So I have 6 cameos. I have 3 originals, a 2, a 3, and a 4. I do look forward to getting the 5. I'm waiting for the 5 plus. I have enough 12-inch machines. So for the 5, I don't want to get another 12. So I'm just kind of holding out for the plus. All right, just give me a moment. I am sharing it out. We are going to get started momentarily. And if you guys know of someone that will benefit from this, make sure that you guys tag them in it, share it. Share it to a group if they allow for helpful live videos. Do share it, okay? Sounds good. My goal is the next size up. My goal is to get the next size up. Yeah, I don't ever recommend the Pro, but the Plus, which is the 15-inch one, I do want to get that one. So I am holding off on purchasing it until that one is available. And I also don't want a black machine. All of my machines are in like the original like neutral tone. So I'm holding out for that as well. All right, so let's okay, I can't do it from, okay, there it is. Okay, there we go. All right. So, everyone, I am Shakia, the professor. I am the owner of HSINK, well, one of the owners of HSINK365. We have an amazing product line called Honestly Speaking. We carry the absolute best and most efficient sublimation paper. With our paper, you can sublimate like on a flatbed press for like your shirts and things like that. 365 degrees, 30 seconds, no butcher paper required. I personally don't really do a lot of lint brushing and taping down and things like that, and I get great results. We also have sublimation ink in 140 milliliter bottles, so you get more bang for your buck. We are also the home of Silhouettes Anonymous, your number one source to learn how to use Silhouette Studio. I have over 9 videos that you can watch for free over on YouTube. There's a lot of like beginner stuff. There's some more advanced stuff. Lately, we've done a lot more like live videos, Q&As. But if you kind of look in the video section, there are some pre-recorded videos that are a little bit shorter, and then our lives sometimes are a little bit longer because I'm going through like teaching. So I'll ask questions. If you're watching the playback of this may turn to be one of those longer videos, but I can guarantee you, you're going to learn a lot in this, especially if you are a newbie. We're going to actually go through some design techniques. I'm going to do some tracing, and I'm going to make it into basically a Tumbler wrap. All right. So if you're interested in learning how to use Silhouette Studio, be sure to stick around. You'll learn a lot. I promise you'll learn a lot on this channel or on this page. So make sure that you guys double tap the screen, give the video a like, say hello, guys, as you come in. I like to know who is watching, who I'm helping today. So just take a moment. You might be working, you might be sneaking, take a little moment, just say, hey, professor, or just say, hey. So I know who's watching. If you can, let me know what city and state you are joining from, especially if you're international. My 12-year-old loves to see when we have international viewers, all right? So we're going to come back over here. Hey, 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 hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. Hello, hello, hello. All right, this is not the screen we're supposed to be on. We're going to come over here. So I'm afternoon, Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, we got 2 people from Charlotte, North Carolina over on TikTok. Hello, hello. All right, I'm actually about to, I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna set everything up. I'm probably gonna like print out some pre-print out some designs. That way I don't have to wait for them to print. We are moving stuff around here in the office. We're having some things we're gonna pull out to make room for new machines. So it is kind of a mess in here. But I came across some tumblers, whether I was teaching from them or maybe like tumblers back in the day when I was first getting started. And they're not the best, right? They're not the ideal ones. So I'm going to go through burning the image off and putting a cover up on it, and then just basically, I'm not gonna say give them away, but they're still giving them away because it's going to be a fraction of the cost, because it is going to be basically a cover up. But I'm going to teach from that, and for you guys to see that, not in this video. I'm going to end up probably doing that tomorrow. over my TikTok. Not quite sure if I'll do it over on Facebook and YouTube because my camera doesn't attach, like the camera that I have, I need a USB 3. My laptop does not support that. So I really can't go live unless I have another phone. So if Even comes and I'm able to use his phone to broadcast, like just by hooking up to the internet, I'll go live, but you guys may not get to see it over on TikTok, on Facebook and YouTube. But I am going to do it over on TikTok because I'm going to do the TikTok live sale for those tumblers, and people get to pick their design out. So this is one of the ones that I already have a design. As you can see here, it's already done up. I made this a couple years ago for someone, and I just thought that it would be a great learning experience for those who are new to Silhouette Studio, or maybe even if you're not new to Silhouette Studio, but you just really don't understand like what you can really do with it, right? We often hear people, I'll say like instructors, coaches, mentors, those who teach designing, and they'll say things like, learn how to design so that you can stop purchasing from Creative. We don't have to keep downloading from Creative Fabrica or designbundles.net or Etsy. Like, learn to create your own designs. I'm a pretty decent designer, right? But stuff like this, I don't really take a lot of joy in creating kind of like splashes like this and using the brush tool and creating like watercolors and like doing all this. Yeah, that's a bit much for me. Like, do I have the skill to do it? Yes. However, I have no desire to really go and make that, right? So this particular background is one that I got. I want to say, so I'll show you what the background looks by itself, how it looks by itself, because I already took it apart. Where are you? Here you go. All right. So this is how this background came. It was in a whole pack of different backgrounds. I'll show you another one because there's one that is like this, but it's white. Instead of it being black, it's white, right? And I like the background of it. I don't remember if it was set up for tumblers or not. That part I don't quite remember. But I know for this one, it was like they all came set up like this. Next, you know what? These were tumbler wraps. So these were sold in a pack as tumbler wraps, but there were no words there. It was just blank, and they were in this orientation. What I like to do as a design instructor, as a creative instructor, I want you guys to think outside the box. I want you to unlock your creativity. Just because they sold it in this orientation, first things first, doesn't mean you have to use it in that orientation, right? It was sold with nothing on the background. Nothing was there. This is how it was sold. You can put a name there. You can put a scripture there. You can put a business name there. You can put whatever you want in that space. They basically gave you a blank canvas for you to design. You would not be able to go and do some, as beginners, or even if you're experienced, you may not want to do all of this. So it's not going to be that you're always going to not purchase elements. You just have to be very strategic about the elements that we purchase. All right. So this was the original orientation. The black was also that way. So if you look right here, the green dot is on the side. That means this was rotated 90 degrees. It was originally at the top. I wanted a different look. So I just rotated it. And I made my design go up and down. This was also a file. And I want to say this, I purchased it like the dollar files from designbundles.net as well. And it was meant to like maybe put on a shirt where it has like a watercolor type background. You just put it on the shirt where you're not having harsh edges, like a brushstroke type design. Put it on a shirt, right? I think it was advertised as a sublimation type design, but you can really use this for anything. Maybe not cutting, not anything vinyl, but anything printed, you're able to use it. So I liked the quote, I liked the scripture on there. You know, really like the font. I like the chosen was in script and things like that. But I'm not one that really likes that type of design where it's like the bleach look or like the brush strokes look. It's not really my design. And it was like one color. So I saw this. The person that I made it for was somebody who is, is a believer. What can I do? So I'm going to show you guys how I went from this background. Well, actually, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put it back how it was. Well, it was a little bit longer. How we went from this background, seeing this file, which was meant to be just pressed on its own, to creating this Tumbler app. And I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to pull, okay, nope, that's actually the end. Let's see, is this the end? Okay, that's the end of that one. But I believe this was spread out like this. It was kind of like the other one. I don't like to squish things if there's like pictures, if there's text. But because this was just colors, it's okay to basically kind of squish it. So once I opened it up, I went to my width and go to width, highlight it at the top, 9.35 by 8.15. That's the typical size for the tumblers that I use. There are some that are a little bit wider, a little bit narrow, a little bit taller, a little bit shorter. It's best that you measure your tumblers. But I know that this is going to work for the tumblers that I'm going to use. All right. Actually, you know what? I just did this incorrectly because I need to rotate it. So we're going to rotate this like this, and I need it to fit around my tumbler. So it actually should be reversed. My width should be 8.15 because it doesn't change like what is considered the width because we're going off of where the green circle is. And my height should be 9.35, which is going to adjust now this way. So just knowing where to go at to change the size of it, that's half the battle, right? Now we're going to do some tracing. Thank you for the follow, Miss Sharon. Let me go ahead and follow you back. That lets me know that you heard something that piqued your interest. I'm worthy of, following, maybe learning a little bit more from the professor. So I thank you for that. So now we're going to trace. Oftentimes something like this. Thank you, Tammy K, for the follow. I'm going to go ahead and follow you back as well. Most people see like the colors like this, and the first thing that you think is because it's a JPEG, because it's a PNG, there's colors. What trace do you guys think, like what trace would you gravitate towards first? Those who know how to use Soet Studio. You see this, it's colored there. You want to remove it. What trace are you going to use? Oh, thank you so much for the heart. Thank you for the rose. Let me go over here to trace. So I'm going to pull that up there. Which trace would you guys typically use? When you have color, it's a PNG. When you're listening to tutorials and things like that, it's a PNG. They will tell you to do what trace. All right. Okay. Trace and detach. Trace and detach. Someone said trace by color. So with trace by color, if this was a PNG, oh, come on. What the heck is going on here? All right. I have no idea what's going on here. Why is my trace box not moving? Come on. Okay. It might shut down on me because if it starts doing weird stuff like that, sometimes it shuts down. Trace and detach. Okay, trace and detach. Yeah. Most times I would use the dropper. I would use the color dropper. Color black, transparent till black is yellow. And then, color dropper. So meaning trace by colors. That's what you're talking about. All right. So you guys are already thinking, well, I guess because, never mind. I showed you guys the image first. I know what it is. Y'all already saw the image, so you know that I'm isolating the words. But most often when these files are just open, like let's say if you were just to use it on its own, most people, their first instinct is to trace and detach because it is a PNG or a JPEG. That is their first instinct, is to do a trace and detach. But I forgot, I did show y'all the final one, so you know that you have to trace. So, okay, some people are saying trace by color. Yes, you definitely can do the trace by color, but regular trace works because the background is super, super light, and the background is super, super light, and the colors are all black. So we're going to go to the regular trace. You don't have to use trace by color or trace and detach. We're going to go select trace area. I'm going to put my box around this, and we're going to simply go trace. We don't have to really adjust anything. If we were to use trace by color, and doing the trace is what you can do in the free version. You don't have to have any upgrades. Trace by color, magnetic trace, those are advanced options. Those are things that you get when you, those are, what's the word I'm looking for? Those are options that you get when you upgrade to Designer, Designer Plus, or Business Edition. The trace feature, you can do that from the free version of Silhouette Studio. So you don't have to pay anything to learn to design and to get started designing. You're going to go over to Silhouette America. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not affiliated with the company in any way, shape, or form. I happen to just love the software, and I've been teaching it for 9 years now to other creatives, other crafters. So you go over to the website. I personally use the legacy version, so I would recommend clicking on legacy. Hold on one second. I'm live, sir. What's up? Okay. All right. Actually, you know what? Y'all probably heard that because I'm probably on the wrong microphone. I am on the wrong microphone. So y'all did hear me say that to my husband. Let me switch this. That means, wait, where's my other microphone? How are you? Y'all didn't tell me that I sounded distant because my microphone is clear across the room. So I know I had to sound long distance. It should sound a little bit better now. Okay. So I use the legacy version. So I click on, well, from the main one, you click learn more. You'll get to this screen. You click on legacy. I use version 4.3.370 set to 232-bit. Okay. That's what I typically, that's what I currently use. I've tried to do the 4.4, the 4.5s and things like that, but they just don't work well with my Dell computer. So I don't really use those. So I'm using 4.3.370 32-bit, even though my computer is a 64-bit, it just works a little bit better. It doesn't shut down as much. So if you were to go there right now, download that, you can do what I'm doing right now. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on one second. All right. So trace by color, you can go here. I think someone said they would do trace by color and then detach. So you would come in here, trace by color. It's only going to pick up in one area. So you can say now, like all areas, it's still not picking up the Peter down here. You can adjust your threshold. So we had to do extra steps. The trace just did that for us. You can either trace, and she said that she would then trace and detach. All right. So I'm just going to I want to show something. She's just going off of the one that she said as far as like trace and detach. So we're going to go there. And why it's important to understand what the different traces do. We have a tracing day in our 30-day training. We are going over tracing, not tomorrow because tomorrow's Friday, Saturday in the design challenge. Hey, what's taking you so long? There we go. So trace and detach. We're going to move this out of the way. When you do trace and detach, it works the same way when you do the regular trace and detach, right? I'm going to come here. My inside parts are not removed. If I were to fill that in with color, it's going to be solid. So I wanted, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I want to show that because it's important to understand the tools that you're using. Like, is it going to really give you the result? Which function, which tool do you use to give you the result that you actually desire? So although you can trace by color and detach would not give us the results that we wanted. You would end up having to do just a regular trace, but that can also be done from the free version and just simply doing a trace. All right. Oh, here's a little bonus. Here's a little bonus content for you guys. All right. Y'all ready for this? Can I bring that design that I took out? Can I bring that back? Am I able to bring that back? Or would you just delete it, open up the file again and start over? Would you just open up, merge it in? Or do you know how to bring that back? Or do you know if you can bring it back? Is what I'm trying to ask. Or should I just go ahead and open up a new one? All right. So hit undo. I see a hit undo. So let's say I did all this other stuff. I can't hit undo. It'll take me too far back, right? I can't do that. So someone says undo. I knew that was going to be the answer I got, right? Guess what? Whenever something is removed, it's never gone away. It's just a void. It's just cut out. It's subtracted. It's made into a compound path. Or, so what we'll do here is we're going to release the compound path, and then we're just going to weld that back together. It's back. So if I had done a bunch of different steps, I can't undo because then I'm going to undo everything else. But with that opening, all I had to do, now I'm going to undo it so you guys can see that again. Right? So you're going to release compound path. So people are always asking about, well, I don't understand release compound path. I don't understand make compound path. There's so many, it's not just one way of using that. It's best to understand what the tool and function does. That's what I do in my 30-day training. I break it down so that you understand that, so that something like this, you wouldn't, trying to undo and then lose all of your other work. You know that you can release and then weld it back, and boom, it's back like you never did anything. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move that out of the way. Here is what we traced. Now, if you are in the 30-day training, do not call it out. Do not call it out. I've never seen anyone teach that. It's exclusive. I don't even teach it in my little satellite design classes. I only teach it in the 30-day training. There is a way for me to do this a little bit easier, but you can only find out in the 30-day training. Please do not write it if you are in the 30-day training. All right. Y'all pay for that knowledge. Y'all pay for the information. So for those who don't have the 30-day training, you don't have that information. In order to separate these by color, so we can't ungroup. We cannot ungroup because there's no grouping there. We're going to go ahead and release compound path. Now, we saw how before we released compound path and it brought everything back, right? Now, we're back at that one where there's no opening in the middle. So we're going to come here. We're going to select just that word, and we're going to make that a compound path. And now the openings are there. Okay. I'm not teaching on that, my love. I'm only teaching on this right now. So we're going to go ahead and make that a compound path. Select the word chosen and make that a compound path. For, make that a compound path. Purpose, make that a compound path. I'm just going to go ahead and make his one as well. And I can either do just Peter by itself, do 2 and 9, but I'm just going to do the whole thing and just make that a compound path. I didn't do set, so we're going to do that, make it a compound path. Or you can use keyboard shortcuts. I teach the keyboard shortcuts in my 30-day training as well. All right. So now that we have traced it, we can see all of the inner parts. Everything is made into a compound path. We now can customize this. One of the things that I teach in my design classes is about utilizing the colors in your design to make sure that it's cohesive. You don't want to try and figure out a hex code for it, or you're coming over to your color palette and you're picking some random color. You go to print it out, you go to sublimate it, and the colors are all off. So one of the things that we learn, and they're learning in the design challenges, which by the way, we are now on design challenge 6. We've done 1 through 5. They are absolutely amazing. They are only $5.63. You can't beat it. You get way more than you pay for. We've had a couple sessions where it was a little bit longer. So you got way more than an hour and a half, which is what it was. Hour and 45 minutes plus the Q&A. So it's supposed to be no more than 2 hours, and you got way more than that for just $5.63 per challenge. head over to our website, shop.hsink365.com. All right, so you can go over to our website, and this is where you can enroll in those challenges. 1 through 5 have been completed. You have immediate access to the playback. You get access to the file that we're working from. So the worksheet, you get your reference guide, you get your note sheet so that you can take notes. And if you're brand new to Silhouette Studio, that reference guide, it highlights the tools. It has the name on it, so you'll understand where I'm clicking at. Challenge 6 is on Saturday. This challenge 7 is on next Saturday. So go ahead, check those out. I was going to say something else. I can't remember what it was. I just had a whole brain freeze because something came across my phone. But definitely check out the design challenges. They are $563. In November, I am doing this one for the first week of November, but in November, I am going to start to do more of our master's level so you guys can understand what the master's classes will entail. So we're going to be putting designs together, like doing a couple different steps and really, really putting them together. The last one, which was the calendar one, that kind of put you in the mindset of really putting designs together, because we did a lot in that one. We did a lot in design challenge number 5. But the other one's in November. So we got to kind of get this one out of the way. This was supposed to be 6, but I took a step back. We're going to do some tracing first. Then we're going to do this one. And then the rest of them in November and December are going to be master's level. So they won't be $563 anymore. After this, they won't be $563 anymore. Only the beginner ones are that price. But it's still not going to, I'm not going to hit you over the head. It's still going to be real affordable. All right. But definitely check those out. So in several of those challenges, we talk about creating color charts. So I'm going to come over here to the rectangle. You can be a star. It can be a circle. It can be whatever. You just want a shape. Then you're going to go to your fill tool. Go to this color dropper here, right? There's color droppers all over Silhouette Studio under trace by color, the properties dropper, and then you have like the fill. So I'm going to come over here and we're just going to select some colors. We're going to duplicate a few. I'm going to make a few more of these. All right. I probably won't need all of those. Click on another one and let's select. I'm just picking out some of the tones in the design. Nothing too major. Oh, wait, undo. I didn't click. Oh, wait, no. Redo. All right, next one. Let's get some of that green, some of that lighter green. Oh, I did use all of them. Haha. All right. So I just kind of picked some colors. You can pick more colors out from the design if you want. I'm going to turn my line color off because I just like to turn mine off. Now I can select the colors that I want now, or I can do it later. Now, if I were to take this design as is, we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to group it together for now. Oops, I left off the and. Bring this here. Let's zoom in. And shrink this down. If I wanted that to fit just in that black area, that's how small it has to be. If I left the design as is. But when we unlock our creativity, we think beyond how it's set up. They're giving you the foundation. They're giving you a starting point. Now you're going to let your creativity take you the rest of the way. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, let's break this bad boy up. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup this again. Chosen is one where we kind of have to leave that as is. So I'm going to start there and just, oops, wait, forgot to. What doesn't matter. I'm just going to ungroup it. We're going to bring this down towards the middle. Now, it doesn't have to fit totally inside of it. It can kind of go out a little bit. If I wanted that to be my center point, I'm going to select it, go up here to my transform, and boom. Now, we're going to go set apart. Let's see. How do we want to do this? I'm going to take the cross, put it here. I'm going to take set. I'm going to take apart, put that there. Let's do and right next to it. Now, I'm not even looking at the other one. I really don't remember exactly how it looks. So we're going to see if we end up with something different. All right. And I'm going to grab this by the corner node. Never, ever, ever do I take text. Well, I'm not saying never, ever. I'm not going to say that. That's a lie. So I do sometimes, because it's just needed to stretch it. But most times you won't really catch me stretching out text. It drives me nuts when you can really tell that a text is like stretched out, like, and it will affect the way that it reads. So that doesn't read the same compared to when it's like this. You can see it better. So some texts and how they're made just should not be stretched out. So we're going to grab the corner node over here and pull that out. I'm going to make my cross a little bit bigger so that I can put the tail of it right next to the H. I want to not have it touch my A. So I'm going to take my green circle here and I'm going to rotate it some. And I like where it is, but it's still not quite where I want it, right? Actually, I probably want it rotated a little bit more. Boom. So we're going to use one of my favorite things. And this is available in the free version. I'm always saying, give Silhouette Studio a chance. Yes, the industry standard. You talk to someone who is a professional graphic designer, they're going to tell you Silhouette Studio is child's play. It is only for the Silhouette Cameo machines and it's made to just cut it. You can't design in Silhouette Studio. Yeah, that's what they're going to say. They're going to make it seem like Photoshop is superior. It's the best thing ever. Photoshop is not ideal. Why do you think Adobe had? If Photoshop was the cream of the crop, it was the only go-to design software, why would Adobe have a whole suite of other programs? Why would there be an Illustrator? Because in Illustrator, you can do things like I'm about to do right here, which is use my edit points. I don't really like, I want to extend this a little bit. I think I want to kind of bring this over some, like sit right there in the pocket. Probably gonna even make it just a little bit bigger. Actually, you know what? No, I know what I want to do. I'm going to line this up over there. I'm going to take apart. I'm going to release compound path. I'm going to take my A, make that a compound path. Make this a compound path. Make this a compound path. We're going to really, really customize this and change it up from how it was before. Take my T, shift that over some. Then I'm going to click all the other letters, go up here to the top, distribute them evenly across, give myself a little more space, group them back together. Boom. Now, I want to drop my cross. I'm going to double click. It's going to bring up my edit points because we vectorized it when we traced it. Select a couple of those, grab one of these nodes, and we're going to pull it down right before the C. If I need to kind of straighten anything out, I can do that. All right, there we go. And now that I've done that, I think I want it to be tilted a little bit that way. All right. Actually, oh, see, now I'm like, wait, how did I do this? Because set apart couldn't have been that much bigger than it, or did I make? All right, let's see. I'm not going to worry about matching. Let's see. What do I want to do now? Or do I want this to go? No, I want it here. I'm trying my best not to look at it and like see if I'll create a different design that I like and not look at how I originally set it up. I don't remember how the top was. Dang it. Now this I do know is rotated. And we're going to put that there, make this a little bit bigger. We're going to go like that. Make that a little bit bigger. Purpose. Okay, I don't think, okay, I think I know what it was. Chosen was not this big on that one. Shrink it down. This goes here. I think it might be set up like this. And we're going to shrink this down some. All right. All right. I don't remember how it was. Let's see how close I got to the original design. I think this is how I set it up. Not quite sure. Let's see. Oh, wait. Where'd you go? Okay. No. Oh, okay. So it was to the side. Oh, why did it seem like it didn't work the last time? So it's a little bit different, but it's okay. I'm going to rock with this one still. We're still going to rock with it. And I'm just going to make my cross a little bit bigger and rotate it some. Pull it out some. Oh, okay. I see what I did. Haha. A part was smaller and the and sign was bigger. So then set was able to be, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it big. Actually, maybe we'll release compound path, spread it out some. I don't like it that way. We're going to go back. I think I'm going to leave it the way that it was. Haha. The T should actually be over some. And then here, and let's just extend this part of the cross out and maybe even this one a little bit. Bring it in. All right, boom. So you'll just play around with the placement and there's no right or wrong. Big difference. And I actually should have done the first one. So we're going to go here. Let's just trace this part again. And it's not that it's wrong to kind of have that there where how the trace was. Let me go to trace. Where we at trace? Well, how the trace was. So we're just going to go like this. We're going to go trace. Give you guys a bonus. I'm going to give you guys a bonus tip, right? Let's say I did not want this to be colored. I mean, didn't want it to be black. All I had to do was just trace over it and I can fill that in with whatever color I want. I can make this. We're going to play around with the little image effects here. Ooh, it's breast cancer. I could have made this a pink set. Trying to match that pink. Let's over there. Oh, come on. Group that. I'm going to shrink them both down. Oh, that would have been too much on this. Yeah, that's team too much. But this one, we're just going to make that one. Ooh, wrong thing. We're going to make this blue. Remove my line color. Customizing is more than just kind of creating from scratch, putting someone's picture on it. What if, there's this whole war on TikTok? It's the purple girlies versus the pink girlies, right? So what if you had this design, but I am someone who likes purple? If you only had this design in one color, you might be missing out on a sale. But when you can let a customer know that you can customize this to their liking, now you can't change the outside parts. Well, kind of, sort of. There's another way that you can kind of do that, kind of give it some different colors. But like I said, if you just advertise it with the rainbow outside, but in the middle part, that can be whatever color you want. You don't have to add to it. You don't have to add a name to it. You don't have to put their picture behind it. Customization. Customizing can be nothing more than, I'm going to make it pink for you. I'm going to make it blue for you. I'm going to make it like an orangish color for you. That's customization. That's easy ways for you guys to make money from the same, having one design, and you can service multiple people. An additional stream of income is, I don't have just one tumbler that will probably appeal to a few people. I can now sell this to multiple people because I can customize it to their liking, to their favorite color. Learning to design, learning to modify designs is a way of, like, thinking of opening up another stream of income. If you are someone that only sold things that you purchased from Etsy or Design Bundles or Creative Fabrica, learning a design software allows you to customize it. Is that not worth learning how to use it? Let me know. Let me know. Are we not, intrigued and want to learn how to use it now? Am I opening up your eyes? Are you seeing the light? So many people think that this is just for the Cameo machines. It's just a craft. It's just a craft program. You can't really design in it. For a lot of us, when we were in our beginner stages, this is all we really needed to do just to get our feet wet in entrepreneurship and creating custom apparel, custom drinkware, custom signs, whatever it is. This may be all the information you really need. Know how to trace, release it, change it, and change the color. I just downloaded the program. I'm so excited. So wait, who is a Cricut user? So what is it? Ellis Park Confections. That means you do sweets and treats and things like that, correct? Do you know? Okay, so I figured that's what made me ask it, because you said I just downloaded the program. So many Cricut users are afraid to learn Silhouette Studio. You're not taking away from Cricut. You don't have to give up your Cricut machine. You don't have to spend money and now get a Silhouette machine. You can design here. You can save that design and be able to, like, save it as an SVG and be able to cut it with your Cricut. If you want to be able to print something, so you have a business where you do different treats and things, creating labels and stickers, wraps for things, you're kind of limited when it comes to Cricut Design Space. If you just wanted to print a full sheet of wraps, let's say you made some brownies, you put them in shrink wrap, you heat it all up, and you just want to put a wrap around it. Not trying to, do the whole cover it up like a Rice Krispie treat. Kind of like how our, those who are, do soaps, they kind of create just like the stickers. You can cut those in strips. As long as you have a scissors, you have an X-Acto knife, or you have a paper trimmer, you don't need print then cut. So many people think that once you design in this, you need to do, if I want it cut, I got to use the machine. I have to use print and cut. No, you don't. You can design in Silhouette Studio, print out a full page. Silhouette Studio does not limit you. You don't have to turn on your registration marks to print from Silhouette Studio. So now you can create a full sheet, and you can now think bigger when it comes to customizing your confections and the different things that you create via. Well, if you have a business, I don't like to use the word crafts. So we like those who I know are in business. I do try to get you to come around and not really use the word craft and when you're describing what it is that you do, because a lot of people associate craft with just a hobby. And it's just, arts and craft type things. It's a hobby. If it's a part of your business, and you do other services, not other crafts. You provide other custom services. I want us to start thinking of, start changing our mindset and how we speak about our business. When we're in front of potential clients, we don't want to say that we craft, but I do have, we have a lot of services where we can customize things to your liking. All right. Yes. Silhouette Studio, you do not need the internet. Well, of course, you need the internet to download it and install it. But after that, it is a standalone software that lives on your device. All right. So let's color this bad boy in. We're going to come over here. We're going to zoom in. Now, I do like having Design Edition and Business Edition because there's this little thing called the properties dropper. You can hit I on your keyboard. It's also like on the side. So if I click on, let's get rid of this trace one. If I click on here, I hit I can just go like that, and I can change the colors of these just like that. Okay. If you have just the free version, I already taken the line color off, so there was no line color over here. So with the free version, you would have to come over, use the dropper, sample the color that you want it to use, and then go turn off the line color. Designer Edition is about making your life a little bit easier. There are tools that unlock to allow you less steps. For the most part, it allows for less steps. You're still going to accomplish your goal. You're still going to be able to design. But with the properties dropper, I'm selecting, I'll hit I on my keyboard and I'll select a color. Whereas if you only have the free version, you're going to have to use your properties dropper and select a color and then remove the line color. I personally like to remove the line color because it changes the look of it. So if I kind of zoom in here to the Peter, let's say if I made that yellow. Once you remove the line color, visually, it looks different. You guys probably can't see it on the screen, but I like to remove the line color. And this can now be any color combination that you want. If you wanted to put a full-on gradient, there's things that you can do. You'll make it back into like a compound path, and then you can put a gradient on it, whether it goes up or down. The possibilities are endless. Okay. I don't see how you change the color with business. I hit I on my keyboard. There is an icon for it. If you take our 30-day training, we break it all down, but it's your properties dropper. So if you go through Silhouette Studio, if you have Business Edition, take your mouse over each icon and read what it says. Okay. I'm not actually doing anything. So I'm not touching anything on the right side. So for me to change the color, I selected the image. I hit I on my keyboard, and that made the dropper come up. And then all I did was hover over my color, and then I changed it. All right. Yes, I'm going to learn how to design in 2024. This is most definitely one of my goals. So you've been with us for a while. So you've been learning to design. Give yourself a little bit more credit. I think so. You think that in all this time, you've been watching me for a while, you've taken some classes, you still don't feel like a designer. You may not be at the level of like those who you admire. You're seeing people in groups, but they've put time in, right? I've been doing design for like 20 some odd years. But if you've ever customized anything, if you've changed the color of something, if you've thought about a layout and you've been able to arrange that, you're designing. So give yourself a round of applause, pat yourself on the back. Now, the goal should be to improve on your designing, to find your design, to find your creative voice, find your design voice, your style. But I've seen some of the stuff you do. I think you're designing already. Wait, what's the wow face for? What I missed? What I said? Thank you for following. I'm going to go ahead and follow you back. All right. Any questions for me? So y'all know y'all were on punishment on Facebook and YouTube, but I'm live now. I'll field a few questions. So what questions do you guys have about Silhouette Studio? About designing? Do you have questions about my programs, which I'm going to tell you about anyway, but hey, the years I've been doing this. Oh, yeah. I got started with graphic designing when I was in the 11th grade at Barbara Goldman Senior High School. I am now 42. So, yeah, it's been a long time. it's don't tell anyone, but it's really like 25, 26 years. But I don't like to seem too old, so I just say 20. I say over 20. But I was by my 11th grade year, I don't think I had turned 17 yet. So I was probably 16 when I got in that graphic designing class, and now I'm 42. So okay, there we go. I want to improve my designing in 2024. I need to keep going over my classes that I purchased from you. Keep going over the classes, but most importantly, make some ish that doesn't make any sense. Open up the software, start with a square on the screen and start to put something in it. It doesn't have to be for an order. That's too much pressure. Have fun in learning. One of the suggestions I am really pushing heavy right now is when you go to your mailbox or you walk out your front door and someone has, they put it on your gate. It's an advertisement for lawn service, roofing services. You're getting junk mail in the mail. Let's say you go to the gas station, take a picture of a poster there, the advertisement that's at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, whatever. Take a picture of it on your phone, come back to your computer and try to recreate like either that layout. It doesn't have to be the same font. Let's stop. Like I will say in 2024, let's stop doing that, but let's start today. Let's stop stressing over, oh my gosh, can somebody tell me what font this is? You're the creative one. Make another font look just as good as that. If you go through your fonts, you'll probably find something that you're going to love 1,000 times more. So let's normalize not worrying about what a specific font is unless you had to maybe match someone's logo because like you have to recreate it and you need to be able to match it. But if you're just creating a design, find something similar. Hell, find something totally and completely different and make it your own. Make it your own. So yesterday, I'll tell you all a little something about making it your own, right? So yesterday, I was having a conversation with a friend, and we were talking about someone who I absolutely love and adore, Angela Jasmina. She has a YouTube channel, amazing. She does a lot of embroidery and stuff like that. She's been going through some things ever since she had her last child, just dealing with like pain and stuff in her body, and she's talked about it openly. So I'm not like spreading her business. She's talked about it openly. She has way more subscribers than I do. So way more people have heard this story before, but she does a lot of embroidery. And so she's talked about it, just the pain that she's had. And, they've suggested to her to stop nursing, but, she's a nurse and I'm one that I love nursing. I love that part. So of motherhood and having newborns. She doesn't necessarily want to wean her baby off, but, it's like for her, she may need to because it's just chronic pain that she's having. So she's talked about her struggles with it. She's talked about their struggles in like their business and having a few slow months of like revenue and sales. So she created this design with her embroidery machine, and it says "Stronger than the Storm," right? It's stronger than the storm. She's been embroidering it on different sweatshirts. It's kind of gone like viral over on TikTok because she has videos saying TikTok shop saved her business. Like, so she's had a lot of orders with this. And because it's so popular, now it's not that phrase is something that's new. It's been around. There's tons of designs in different formats and stuff like that. But how she put it together, the fonts that she chose, the way that she did it, the way that she stacked it, things like that, that was unique to like her. And she was super, super proud of it. She's like, this is one of my first times where I kind of like thought about something. I really put it together myself. It was just text, but it's the way, it's the text, the fonts that she chose and how she put it together. Very unique. If I ever see it, I'm like, oh, that's like, I've seen Stronger Than the Storm before, but hers to me is unique. Now there's so many other people where they like the saying, they see that it's going viral, people want it, and they're basically copying it damn near verbatim. Now you have some people who they've created the design and it's slightly different, but it's still the same feel. It's like a bold font at the top, at the bottom, and script in the middle. So much so to where, hey, she tried to protect what she created because it's actually personal to her. For someone to go and just because she's gone viral and now they're trying to create the same thing, they're putting it on sweatshirts, they're doing it tone on tone, exactly what she's doing. It's kind of a slap in the face where they could have created something like everybody else who already has design. She wasn't worried about other people having Stronger Than the Storm. She didn't make it seem like that was her phrase and she came up with that, but her design was unique to her. It was unique to her. She didn't copy anybody else's layout, anybody else's font. She made it unique to her. And that's what we have to do as designers, is learn how to make things unique to us. I always get confused how to make it bigger but not stretched. Never, ever, ever pull from the middle or the side nodes. Always only pull from the corner. If you are going to use your numbers at the top, lock it in place. If you change, you're not going to know the exact number. So if you go and make this 10, how are you going to know what number to make this? All right. So if you're going to do it with the numbers, you want to lock your aspect ratio and change one value, and then the other one will automatically change. She's like, so true and wonderful idea. Look for my recreation soon. Yay. But yeah, if you just go and take those like mailers, like that junk mail, it's no longer junk mail. Make your family so upset because now you have this pile. You're going to fuss at them about throwing away that junk mail now that it's junk to them, because now it's inspiration. And recreate them on your downtime. You don't have an order to do, or especially if you have a laptop, you're sitting in bed, it's the weekend, you're watching your show. Try to recreate those, measure them out. That's where you'll practice taking a box, making it the right size. If it's like stripes on it or borders and things like that, you're going to recreate it. You don't have to write the same text. You might start with the same text, the same words, but then figure out maybe you can turn that into an advertisement for yourself. Maybe you can turn that into a different way of doing like an invitation. Now that's going to stand out. You got a flyer for a mobile car wash, and the way that it was set up, you went and did like the background and stuff to it, and you turned it into a birthday invitation or a flyer or something like that. It's like, man, that's real unique. Like, dog, like, how'd you come up with that? That's what I want you guys to do to unlock your creativity. Challenge yourself. Make something that is totally left field fit for your design style. Do you know how to make a picture as an SVG, a person or an animal picture? So when it comes to that, an SVG is nothing but a file format. That's all it is. It's just a file format. Now, do I know how to vectorize it? Yes, I do. you still have to go through a bitmap type software. So you're going to go through a software where you're going to basically be able to remove color. You're going to bump up the levels of like the darker tones and bring down the lighter tones to where you're going to have black. So you're going to make it black and white, and then you're going to go through like adjusting some. So you're going to end up with either a JPEG or a PNG that is black and white. And then you do what we did here. You just trace it. There's a lot of different softwares to do it. If you know how to use Photoshop, there's different apps that people are using. Some of them have like little features where I think it says like turn it into like a sketch design or oil painting or like different ones like that. So it will automatically pick up those highlights and shadows. It's going to kind of give that to you, and then you can adjust levels and do different things. So you're going to need more than one software. So you'll do that in one software, save it as a JPEG or a PNG, bring that into Silhouette Studio or Corel Draw or Affinity Designer or Illustrator, and you'll do a trace of it. And then you're turning that into a vector. You're not turning it into an SVG. Vector files exist as an EPS, an SVG, an AI file, a PDF file, a DXF file, a cut file. So there's so much that you can do. So it's pretty much the same thing. You can do it. I will say when you're doing it in Silhouette Studio, the type of picture that you would probably use, you kind of sort of could do it. If it's someone that's fair skinned and you remove the color, you go into your image effects, you make it black and white, and you're going to pump up and play around with your gamma, play around with your contrast, your brightness, and you're just going to mess around with those levels, take up your brightness and things like that. Now, I am African American. That technique doesn't really work for, if I was to take a picture, it doesn't really work for us because, it's darker skin tones. But if you're fair skin and you take that and you make it black and white, you're going to have those highlights and shadowy areas and those darker areas, and you can do it with that. But Silhouette Studio isn't really designed for that. So it's better to use another software because Silhouette Studio doesn't have that. They don't have that option where you can just click on it and it's going to automatically convert it into kind of like either an oil design or a sketch design or like cartoon, or like I think one of them, I think it says like a coloring page design. It's not going to do that. So, all right. No questions for me. All righty. So we're going to go ahead and close out. I gave you an opportunity to ask questions. So we're going to close out. I'm probably going to lose some viewers on this because we are going to talk about our programs and things over on our website. These are the design challenges. Like I said, we've done challenges 1 through 3. Some of them have free previews and you can watch the tutorial part, but you don't get access to the Q&A part. You don't get access to any of the downloads and things of that nature. The reference guides. The challenge 6 does not have a free preview. Challenge 7 will, but challenge 6 will not have a free preview. This price point allows you to test me out. Let this be, my interview process. Am I a good fit to teach you? You probably learned a lot here. So by show of hands, who learned from this? So let's say we've been on for like an hour and 8 minutes. So teaching wise, maybe probably like a good 45 minutes. So who here by show of hands have learned something in just this 45 minutes? Who has learned something in these past 45 minutes? Or if you've been on from the beginning, this past hour, you spent an hour with me. Did you learn something? Whether you are new to Silhouette Studio or not, did you learn something? Wait, y'all telling me I sat here talking for a whole hour and y'all didn't learn anything? I got one over here. One person said they learned something. One person. All right. Well, maybe I'm not as great of a teacher as I thought. And I'm just playing. I know I'm bomb. Okay, there we go. It must have just been a little delay. Me, always. Yes, me. Okay. I always learn something. Me, always learn something. Okay. Yes. All right. I'm like, wait a minute now. It was just a little delay. Okay, now I realize, okay, it's just a little delay, just a little delay. I had to calm down. I was getting a little worried there. It's the weather. It made it slow down a little bit, right? So for free, you learn some things that you can take with you. You can create a design from, you can go and create something from this free video. Go find your own background. I showed you how to make it into a Tumbler wrap size. I showed you how you can, trace. If it's not tracing, you can always text, like type out your text, but you can do really simple things, filling it in with color to create an amazing design that, that people are going to love, right? So you've learned something from this in 45 minutes. Imagine how much more you can learn when we slow down. I talk fast. I know I'm going to get the comments on this. Oh my God, you went too fast. It's a little strategic. I do have a lot of videos where I've gone slow, and I'm very conscious about how fast I talk and how fast I speak. I did not want to be on here too long. I was trying to get it done in under an hour, so I really was trying to talk a little bit fast. But it's also a little bit of strategy there, right? My classes, I don't go this fast. We go through what we call I do, we do, you do. I show it to you. Then we do it together step by step. You're able to stop me. Raise your hand, not necessarily stop me, but ask questions. After each section, I ask questions, and then you're able to do it on your own. And I will be there to assist. I ask people to share their screen and go through certain parts, and I'm there to help and guide you through it. So it's an amazing experience. This is how my bachelor's program and my master's program will run starting in 2024. So this is your chance to try me out, right? $5.63 is what the beginner challenges cost. The master's ones will cost a little bit more, just a little bit, because we're going to go into more detail. But this gives you an opportunity just to see my teaching style. If my teaching style fits with how you learn, if you're able to learn from it. So those, and you can sign up for all of them. You can just put all of them in your cart if you want, and watch the playbacks from 1 through 5, and then be ready for 6 and 7. So those are our design challenges, okay? Now, the 30-day training, still available. This is a requirement for our programs come January. Put it on your wish list. Tell Santa you want a gift card from HSINK365 so that you can go and purchase your access to the 30-day training. We also offer Sezzle. It allows you to break it up into increments, into payments. There's also Shop Pay that will allow you to do that. If you use PayPal, PayPal has buy now, pay later, so you can do it with them as well. The 30-day training is a requirement. You will not be able, so whether you get it now and start on it, or if you wait till January, you want to be in our design program. It's the beginner one is a 6-month program, and it's for beginners, or if you just really want to dive into Silhouette Studio and get a better understanding. This was done 2 years ago. So many people were not, we sold a bunch of them after the fact, not able to really attend live, get their questions answered. The bachelor's program, we're going to kind of go over it. So we do encourage you to go through the videos. You don't have to understand everything. You don't have to master Silhouette Studio in the 30 days of watching this, but it's going to break down all of the tools and functions. It's going to be your ultimate reference guide. When you get stuck, you have your notes. You're going to be able to write down what day it was, what's the timestamp, what part it was, things like that, and have your notes. Be able to write, okay, this was focused on like subtracting. You need help with subtracting, you're going to be able to go back to it. So it's not just something that you watch once and never go back to. It's meant to be your ultimate video reference guide to how to use Silhouette Studio, especially when you're getting stuck. From here, then you want to learn how to incorporate those into designs. We have so many different classes available, crash courses in designing, how to make SVGs, how to create party favors, just so many design classes. Learning to design and learning a software are two different things. They are two different things. So the 30-day training is recorded. It was recorded in front of a live Zoom audience. You will feel like you're still there because I don't edit it. Every question that they ask, you're going to see it. Any mistakes and how I correct it, you're going to see it. I get students all the time that tell me they watch it and they answer me back as they're going through it, because you still feel like you're in that Zoom room. You just can't unmute and ask a question. All right. All 30 days, as soon as you sign up for it, you have access to it. I will say this. If you take this, I do recommend viewing 1 through 4 first. Days 1 through 4. They're a little bit shorter. Just getting a general idea of the layout. Okay. 1 through 4. View those in order. You can watch them all in one day, right? After that, you choose what you need to focus on. There's no right or wrong way to learn the software. If right now your focus is on how to do text designs and things like that, then you're going to want to go to the basics of text, text to path, and cropping to text. So cropping a background, cropping a picture. If you want to do that mama design or that mom design and put pictures in there, then hey, day 10 is going to get you where you need to be with that. So you don't have to go in order. There is no right way. There's no order to learning it, because eventually it would all come together. There are things that we did in like subtracting or was it subtracting, or like in some of these, I think it was like on this day, that involved tools that were coming later on. There's no way to really avoid that. Like I would have shown that one, then something else would have made sense. But I promise you, by the end of it, it all makes sense. So you can watch these in any order. After you watch the first 4 days, if you want to really see what Silhouette can do, I recommend jumping to day 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. I recommend jumping to those days because we go through Q&A. Listen to the questions that people have. Look at the designs that we created. Look at what there's one young lady. I'm going to call her young lady, and if she watches this back, she'll be like, thank you. But she was one of our older ones in the class. But she had a design with what's the name of that movie? Encanto. Is it Encanto? That's the We Don't Talk About Bruno. That's Encanto, right? Yeah, that one. She, from the stuff that we were doing, she had started that after doing the class. I think it was for her granddaughter or something like that. And when you see what she created, knowing how to maneuver the edit points, I was like blown away, completely blown away, because she kept reminding us of like her age and stuff like that. And then 25 days in, I was like, yes, you did it. You did that. You did that. Hey, so you can jump to the end and see, once you really hone in on all of these tools and functions and you learn them, what is possible. But you do not have to watch them in order. Those who attended live had to watch them in order, but now you have the best version of it because you can watch it and jump to the sections that you need help in. Okay. So that's 103.65 if you pay for it straight out. And buy now, pay later is 115.63 if you're using like Sezzle and things like that. All right. Let's see. So the challenges have actually already started. We've gone through day challenge 1 was, we're gonna go here. So we had challenge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're now on 6. All right. Challenge 6 is and 7. They all are on the weekend. They are on Saturdays. They start at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can jump in at any point. There are some people who maybe they've only taken like 1, 2, and 5. They only want to do 7. They don't want to do 6. So you are able to take whichever challenges you want. You learn something from each and every one of them of understanding design. What I'm teaching is a little bit about designing and putting things together, but also just learning the tools and functions of Silhouette Studio, helping you to understand them better. Oh, I'll tell you another one too. That's really, really good. They ask some bomb questions. If you didn't attend the study halls live, hey, you missed out, because those who attended, they got their questions answered. And the playback is still, you get access to the playbacks. But Miss Dawn had some great questions. So you got a little bit of business in there, like bonus wise. She asked some business related questions. So gave, some advice on that. What was the big one in day 2? I forget. But day 3, I liked how Judy broke it down. She gave me an idea on how to, get more engagement to make sure that you guys understand. I liked how she did it at the end where she was like, okay, so I want to make sure for the top one, I click on dot and I do this. And then for the middle one, I click on dot and I do this. Yep. So you're going to, it was a really, really, it was more than what I thought it was going to be. I was actually shocked at how much information came out of those study halls with the questions that were asked by the people who were there. So you can still purchase. And for $563, you're getting access to 3 days of learning. Like, who in the hell does that? $563 gets you access to 3 days of learning. You can add all that to your cart at one time and check out. You're going to build up rewards points. So maybe the next challenge you'll get it for free because you'll have enough rewards points. Let's see. I just realized I can ask my questions again now that you are not on TikTok Shop. Which should I get to convert the Epson printer? Technically, this wasn't about that, but I'll show you real quick. You just want to get the kit. I'm going to go here. So everything that you'll ever need, you look here, these are actually clickable options because it turns into the finger. So your printer, 7610 is here. You're going to click on that and it's going to show you what you need. The bundle is sold out, but I do believe I added the kit to this. If not, I'll make sure I add it. I guess I did it. All right. So I'm going to go to Sublimation Ink. And you can do the quick start kit or you can do the DIY kit. Either one will work because we don't have any chip resetters right now. So the bundle is sold out. So you can do the quick start kit or the DIY kit. The quick start kit, the cartridges are pre-filled for you. So all you have to do is take out that back vent plug, put it in there. The DIY, you have to fill and prime them. Watch the video to fill and prime them. Let's see. Thank you. Very encouraging. Creating my own designs has been challenging, but in the end, so rewarding. And it's okay. It may take you a little bit longer. You may sit at your computer for a few hours to try and figure it out. But it gets easier and easier and easier over time. There are times where I'm still at my computer for hours and hours. Sometimes it's just creative block. Just can't really figure out what to do. So it's not something that's going to go away. The more you practice, it can be a lot easier for certain things, but you'll still have those moments where it's like, man, what the heck? And that's when I kind of walk away. I will try something else totally different just to get the creative juices flowing, and then I'll come back. That's the reason why I'm always saying don't try and do it when you're on an order. Doing a design for a custom order is already like super frustrating. When you want to, rev up your creative juices, do something like just random. There's not a time I don't learn from you. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Hey. Oh, there's someone, Doreen. Was study hall, especially the last day, was it not amazing? We had a time. Well, it wasn't last night, but we had a time in those study hall sessions. The study hall was well worth the money. Oh, there's Judy. Hey, I was talking about you. I learned a lot and got my questions answered. Yeah, I was just saying I loved how you're on. So, I was saying I loved how you broke that down. So, all right. So if there's no other questions, I look forward to seeing you guys in the challenge. I love to seeing, I look forward to seeing your orders come across for enrolling in any of the other challenges, study halls, and of course that 30-day training. That is our flagship program. I cannot stress that enough, how important that 30-day training is. It may seem like a big investment, but I taught it over 30 days. Towards the end, some of those days had 2 sessions, an AM and a PM session. It's well over 40 some odd hours probably closer to 50 hours of information. Just when you're thinking about 30 days, even though some days had 2 sessions, you're talking about $3 and some change per day. Less than what the challenges are. It's just that you have to pay for it all at one time because you get access to it all at one time. That's why we do offer Sezzle if needed. But I cannot stress that enough. You don't want to miss our program, our bachelor's and master's program that's going to start, and you're going to need it anyway. So get ahead of the game. Get the 30-day training now. Start to watch it. Write down your questions, because when you have those questions, you come into the training session, being able to get them answered live in real time helps you understand it that much more. All right. So I thank you guys so very much. If you are just coming, you missed it. We went through how to go from this background with this image, which was in black and it was originally blue, and how to trace it, set it up. Actually, this was originally like this. How to do all that and set it up to where you now have a custom wrap. Now, I will be live wrapping these on tomorrow. I'm actually going to burn off some designs and put cover-ups over them. This will be one of those cover-ups. So be sure to come hang out with me over on TikTok as I burn off some designs and apply new ones. I'm actually going to be selling them for $5.63. So they're going to be in a live sale over on TikTok tomorrow. All right. All righty, guys. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, tell a friend, guys. Peace.